director this year. I just want to thank all the parents and friends and family that came tonight. First thing I want to say is I want to give an appreciation to all of our coaches up here. Most of you guys probably don't know it, but if you look at the program and see their name multiple times in there, a lot of them are head coaches for multiple teams or assistant coaches for multiple teams, and maybe 2 or 3 teams. And then they also do middle school as well. So most of their nights are spent being at the ball field, the gym, whatever it may be. And that's a lot of time away from their family. So I just want to give them a big round of applause first. Next, we're going to have all of our coaches present their awards for their team. So we're going to start with Coach Ackley in football.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys being here. And I'm going to say, my guys, this year, we had a pretty good season from the year before. And they worked really, really hard from spring through the summer and through the fall during football season. And I couldn't be more proud of these guys. These guys right here are going to go and they're going to do some great and big things. So I want to start off with, and hopefully I don't miss anybody. Going to start off here with first Wyatt Stocks. Come on up. Asher, come on up, and Joseph. Cruz. There's James Ferris here. James is here. Need both hands here. Gotta hold the microphone. Hunter Ferguson. Jace. Davian. Harjo. Daxton. Jacob Wood. Christian Orcutt. Buck Hoffman. Josh Barnett. Chance Beaver. Shane. Ethan Livingston. Bryce Turner. Ethan Diaz. Colin Shipley. Dino. Noah. Roger Buckley. Ray Beasley. Stephen Masseyville. Nick Wise. Zach Hollywood, Zane Hollywood. I read it wrong. Tank. Now Zach. Gage. Kyle Hillsbury, JD, Ryan Stubb, Seth, Lucas, trainers Taylor, Lily, Abby, we go. Abby's up there. Abby, what you doing way up there? All right. Yeah, make your way down there. Anyway. Where's Briggs at? Come on up. So, I mean, yeah, we definitely we have to make one for you. If that's all right. I'm glad he's a senior, he's part of that senior group that I'm really want to say something special about that senior group. I'm very proud of them. Most of them were with me when I first came in as ninth graders, and we all kind of grew up together. I respect them very, very much, and I know that they're going to do a lot of big things in the next part of their lives. And we want to thank everybody as well. Thank you guys for coming. Give them another round of applause. Thank you.
So I'd like to start off, we had a great season this year. As a team, we finished 7-4, made the playoffs. We improved upon giving up 458 points the previous year, only 308 points this year. Our defense held 2 opponents to negative yards. On offense, we improved from 155 points scored last year to 405 points scored this year. These stats are a testament to the hard work the players put in during the offseason and how quickly they were able to pick up on a new offense and a new defense. First guy is Jeremy. At running back, Jeremy had 195 carries for 1,416 yards. That's an average of 7.26 yards a carry. His longest was 82, and he scored 22 touchdowns. He also played a little bit of defense. He had 16 tackles, including a sack, and 3 tackles for a loss. Jeremy was ranked by Max Preps as the number 14 running back in the state of Oklahoma, all classes. At receiver, Javius had 65 receptions for 1,102 yards, averaging 16.9 yards per catch. We didn't really throw that many deep passes. Javius could catch and go. He had 15 touchdowns. Javius also carried the ball 11 times for 120 yards, averaging 10.9 yards a carry. Probably should have given it to him more on running plays. On defense, Javius had 30 tackles, 2 for a loss, 9 interceptions, 1 fumble recovery, 2 defensive touchdowns. Javius was ranked by Max Preps as the number 1 defensive back in the state of Oklahoma. And the number 8 receiver. At receiver, Kyle had 22 receptions for 370 yards, averaging 16.8 per reception, and 3 touchdowns, including my personal favorite play of the year. At Luther, He came over and he said, Coach Green, throw a fade. We will score. I said, are you sure? He said, we will score. Sure enough, he made a diving catch in the end zone, which put us ahead in the game. Kyle also rushed for 57 yards on 18 carries and had a touchdown. On defense, he had 44 tackles, 1 for a loss, 7 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. Kyle also scored 2 touchdowns on defense. He ranked as the number 6 defensive back in Oklahoma, according to Max Preps. Next is Ryan. At running back, Ryan carried the ball 29 times for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns. But defense is where he shined. Ryan had 52 tackles, 3 sacks, 5 tackles for a loss. He also had 1 interception. Ryan was so quick off the ball, coming off the edge, that he actually intercepted 2 pitches from the quarterback to running back against Blackwell. Next is Wyatt Briggs. At running back, Wyatt carried the ball 9 times for 24 yards. Not bad. Should have had him carry the ball a few more times. He also had 4 catches for 54 yards, including a surprise touchdown that even surprised him. He actually scored 2 touchdowns on offense. His main contribution, of course, was on defense, where he had 32 tackles, 3 sacks, and 7 of those tackles for a loss. He also forced 2 fumbles and recovered 1. Gage. At halfback, the main job for Gage was to open holes for running backs. But Gage did get to carry the ball 14 times for a whopping 60 yards. And he had 1 catch for 5 yards. Gage was so athletic at H-back that he's the only player on our entire team that could stiff arm a defender that was actually behind him after making a catch. On defense, Gage had 31 tackles, including 1 sack and 2 tackles for a loss. I believe Gage's favorite play, definitely one of mine, would have been a run wham, where he hit the nose guard so hard several times that referees actually told us not to call it anymore. Next is Dax. On offense, Dax played several receiver spots for us. Never afraid to go in at any of those, even though we hadn't taken any reps necessarily. He didn't score a touchdown. Asher, we're looking at you on that one. But he ran perfect routes and was a vocal leader. Defensively, Dax had 14 tackles, including 1 for a loss and 1 fumble recovery. He was a crucial part of our defensive secondary that held opponents to only 35.9% completion percentage. Zane was the leader of our defense, calling out alignments and coverages. He had 43 tackles and no doubt would have had more, but I believe he took pride in putting his teammates in the right place to make the plays. On offense, Zane subbed in several times at tackle and center to relieve players that were injured. Also with hardly any reps at practice. Zach had 36 tackles, 1 sack, and 4 of those tackles for a loss, and recovered a fumble. Zach was always one of the first guys to volunteer to run out on a scout team defense or scout team offense during practice, which it did make us better, having a veteran help us out in that way as well. Lucas had 14 tackles, 1 sack, 1 tackle for a loss, 1 fumble recovery. On offense, Lucas was our right tackle, and there wasn't anybody he couldn't block. He graded out at a 75% good job grade for the entire season. Defensively, Jacob plays nose guard for us, had 3 tackles. Didn't play that much on defense because, of course, he played almost every snap of offense. He starts at right guard on offense. Jacob graded out at 75% successful also. My favorite play that he ran was a counter against Mounds where he pulled and convinced a defensive player from Mounds to not play anymore that night. Thank you to our center. And if you ask anybody that knows anything about football, it is the most important position out there. Every single play, he has the ball. Tank graded out, Tank graded out the highest of all of our offensive linemen at 81%. He also led us in pancake blocks, which if you don't know, that is flattening a defender on his back, with 8. On defense, Tank had 1 tackle. Seth is the kind of player that every coach wants to have because he quite possibly is the most unselfish guy on our entire team. He showed up every single day. He worked hard. He did every single thing the coach had asked him to do. And he always did volunteer to participate on scout offense and defense, which again, makes us better. I believe it's a crucial part of what we need to have. So, thank you, Seth. Asher was our starting quarterback this year and a great leader. He completed 49% of his passes for 1,816 yards. He also threw for 21 touchdowns. He also ran for 48 yards and 5 touchdowns. And Asher made 1 tackle this year. Dr. Buckley. Despite only playing 8 games for us, Riker led the team in tackles with 62, including 2 sacks, 4 tackles for a loss, 3 interceptions, 3 forced fumbles, and 1 fumble recovery. Riker also played receiver for us, had 14 catches and 194 yards and a touchdown. Mr. Stotts. At quarterback, Wyatt came in, carried the ball 3 times for 30 yards. One of those was a 28-yard run that took about 65 seconds off the clock to get 28 yards down the field. I think he actually ran 70 yards to gain 28. Wyatt was a huge part of our defensive success with 36 tackles. And Nate Wise. Nate again didn't get to play a full season, coming off a knee injury. Played 5 games for us. Was a big part of our defense. 19 tackles, 1 forced fumble, and 1 fumble recovery. We also have 4 guys that were invited to play in the Indian All-State game. I did. I skipped right over. I apologize, Mr. Martin Battenfield. It's right there on black and white on the page. Dino also came off a knee injury. Played fantastic defense for us. I know we wanted to play some tailback, but we protected his knee. He had 53 tackles, 1 sack, 5 tackles for a loss, and 1 forced fumble. And finally, we did have 4 guys invited to be on the Indian All-State team. Jadius, Lucas, Kyle, and Gage. Very proud of you guys. Also proud of everybody else. I was asked to pick a few guys, and there we go. So, next will be Coach Neighbors. Thank you guys.
Okay, like I said, I'm Coach Neighbors, I'm the head softball coach. Before I get started, I would like to thank our administration, Ms. Lawley, Coach Todd, and Mr. Gist for allowing me to do what I get to do each year here. My biggest thanks goes to all you parents. I can't think of a better job than what I get to do each day. Come to school and be a part of these kids' lives and watch them grow each year and how much they can get better and improve at their craft at whatever sport it may be. This year we had a really good season. We won 19 games. We made it to the finals of the regional tournament, and things just didn't work out for us there, but we did have a really good season, and I said a lot of this the other night we had our banquet, but I do want to thank all of you for being here tonight. And once again, I do want to thank all of you parents for allowing me to coach your kids. And so I'm going to start calling the players. Piper Riley. Maddie Lawson. Anna Huffman. Tatum Neal. Charlie Billingson. Lizzie Kreitzer. That may be Krister or Kreiser. She's been called a lot of things this year. Brethlin Hansen. Michael Sad. Megan Forte. Liz Waltrip. Callie Martin. Natalie McCarthy. Rosie Dias. Bailey Falls. Tegan Neal. Ella Balthazar. Montana Horchett. Morgan Krebs. And one of our trainers for fast pitch, Ashlyn Orca. And our other trainer was Julia Garcia. Okay, one thing about this season, when it was all said and done, they kind of do a ranking of districts. Our district for the east side of the state was rated as the #1 district in the state. We had 2 teams from our district that made it into the state tournament. They made it in the semifinals, actually. And we had a great showing in the all-district picks. And it goes as follows. Charlie Billingsley was first team outfield. Callie Martin was first team shortstop. Liz Waltrip was first team catcher. Anna Huffman was first team pitcher. And Maddie Lawson was first team utility. Tegan Neal was first team third baseman. Lizzie Kreitzer was second team all district. Natalie McCarthy was second team all district. Megan Horchek was all district honorable mention. Bailey Pauls was all-district honorable mention. And Bretland Hanson was all-district honorable mention. And I really didn't forget them, I just wanted to wait. I have an honor of coaching with two guys that are just absolutely amazing. I've said every year, my whole time here, hands down the best there is. Coach Stan, Coach T. Thank you, ladies.
Hello, Coach Peterson. I'm the cross-country coach for boys and girls. First thing, I want to thank the administration for allowing me to be the head cross-country coach this year. Coach Bellis, appreciate you. You literally will run through fences for the kids and teams. One thing about this guy, he runs more miles than the athletes every Saturday. The athletes runs one race. He runs 3. He runs our junior high race and boys and girls because he's right there by it. So I really appreciate everything you do. Next thing, our wives. We give up our Saturdays. It's different than other sports. Other sports, you're out late. Saturday morning, we're here at the event center at 5 a.m. getting ready to go run all day. So it's you have to be really dedicated. So first I'm going to start off with my girls team. They were the Distinguished Academic Achievement Award winners for this school year, which they had, I believe it was a 3.79 GPA. They're really close to the state champion this year. Haven Rottenberry, one of our freshmen. Is Haven here? Come here. Freshman, she fought the injury bug quite a bit this year. I look forward to the next 3 years with her. Then the next 4 I want to talk about, the freshmen for girls. They finished softball, and I was looking for 4 more girls to run so we had a chance to qualify as a team. And these ladies, it wasn't even a second guess. I asked them, and they said, yeah, Coach, we'll run for you. Piper Riley, Maddie Lawson, Charlie Billingsley, Piper Shad, thank you, ladies, and you don't know how much it means to the rest of the team. You guys helped us out this year for regionals. Effie Wild, state qualifier. Next year, hopefully, was it 2 years in a row now? Next year, hopefully 3, and hopefully a medal there. Annie Slater. Annie cheered on Friday nights, had an FFA pretty much every single day, and still made it on Saturdays to run for us. Our senior girl, Mary Hanson. Mary also had a little bit of injury bug at the start of the year. We worked it out, and she was in dance, cheer, worked, again, still showed up every day. This is the girls cross country team. Now for the boys. They got an academic certificate, which, what was, I'm trying to think of it. 3.56. Okay. These guys worked really hard, all showed up every day. 100-degree weather. they would ask, Coach, are we done? We've ran 10 miles. I'm like, we'll run this however long you guys want to. Even in the rain, right, Cody? Twice, go and find the guys. Start off freshman, Brandon Wild. Hunter Keeper, sophomore. Junior and state qualifier, Jonah Enos. And now for our seniors, Peyton Archer. Peyton was our kind of our motor this year. I felt like he every single day showed up, would stay an extra hour and a half after, run the track. You might see him run the streets. You didn't really know where he was going, but he's getting his miles in. He would lead our stretches. I'll leave it at that. Okay. Oh, you what? Oh, he ran barefoot quite a bit. Tyler Chick Goins. Tyler ran regionals with a knee injury, fought through adversity. I think he had 2 PRs this year. Lane Bryan is not here, he had to work. Again, our guy just showed up, never complained. And then the last one I want to talk about is Cody Bosby. A funny story about Cody. The week of regionals, I'm pretty sure his whole household was sick. And he comes to practice and goes, Coach, I'm sleeping in my truck. There's no way I'm missing regionals. So we're on the bus, about to pass Wellston, and Cody goes, Coach, I think I've got the flu. And he did, and he was sicker than a dog around regionals, and he PR'd at regionals, sick. My last person I want to talk about, she really made this thing go for us this year. Anything we needed of her, we never even had to ask. If we needed snacks, they were there before we asked for them. If I needed a PO written late, it was taken care of. Last minute, we took junior high to Chickasha for their state, it was dealt with. She called, did everything that had to be done while I was teaching the class. And that's Miss Archer. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Coach Hampton, and this is Coach Palmer, and together we coach cheerleading. First, we would like to thank our administration, our booster club, our parents, athletes, our families, and spouses for your unwavering support. I'm going to recognize our cheerleaders. First, our freshmen, Glennis Cook and Haven Rottenberry. Our sophomores, Angelina Baldwin, Ariana Lewis, Bailey Vineyard, Kylina Canales, and Phoebe Rawson. Our juniors, Annie Slater and Naya Haggard. for Byte Magazine for the second year in a row. So we thank you for all your votes, and our team was featured in the magazine, so I got each girl a copy of that. Also, Naya Hacker was voted as a fan favorite, and she got featured as an individual in the magazine. We competed at the NCAA competition at camp. That's the National Cheer Association. We received a lot of awards. There, we got excellent in team band chant, superior in chant, and superior in cheer. We got a first place trophy for the top cheer team, an award for best skills incorporation. We received a plaque for the Herky Award for a demonstration of team spirit, unity, value, and leadership. Back handspring series, Bailey Vineyard got first place. Award for leadership, Nevaeh Blaze. An award for leadership, kindness, motivation, spirit, and commitment was Caitlin Palmer. And we also received first place in the Cradle Pop competition, which was Glennis Cook, Bailey Vineyard, and Nevaeh Blaze. The ladies did it very well and brought home a lot of hardware. Next, I want to recognize our captains for football, Miss Peyton Denny and Miss Caitlin Palmer. Our basketball captains was Grace Miller DeWalt, Nevaeh Blaze, and Emily Carroll. The high school cheerleading athlete of the month was Nevaeh Blaze. Our cheerleading football homecoming attendant and your football homecoming queen was Kate Denny. Our basketball homecoming attendant and your homecoming queen was Grace Miller DeWall. Next, I want to recognize our seniors in the recognition of their meaningful efforts, positive attitude, support, and dedication you've made being the Kellyville varsity cheerleader. Thank you for your commitment and positive impact on our program. Senior Emily Carroll. Senior Grace Miller DeWall. Senior Caitlin Palmer. Senior Mary Hanson. Senior Nevaeh Blaze. Senior Peyton Denny. And Senior Tegan Mill. Okay, next I want to recognize our team for qualifying for state in the Class 3A competitive. I'm very proud of them for making states. For some of our seniors, they've made it 3 out of 4 years. Huge accomplishment. So for state qualifiers, I'll give it a second. Nevaeh Blaze, Kylie McNellis, Emily, Glennis, Peyton, Naya, Ariana, Grace, Caitlin, Haven, Annie, Bailey. Good job, ladies. 3A competitive cheer. If you're unaware, 4 sports this year at Kellyville High School received academic achievement awards, which is very huge. So I'll have Coach Palmer give their recognition for that achievement. Next, I have several cheerleaders who were nominated for All-American Cheerleaders. It's a big deal. It's one of the highest honors that a cheerleader can receive from the National Cheer Association. These cheerleaders were not nominated by their coaches. They were nominated by NCAA staff. So it's really great when outsiders look in and see the skills and the talent that our girls have. Our All-American nominees was Miss Amy Slater, Miss Bailey Vineyard, Miss Caitlin Palmer, Naya Haggard, and Phoebe Rosslin. To be an All-American cheerleader, they actually have to go to a tryout. They have to perform in front of judges. They have to perform a cheer, dance, jumps, and tumbling. It's a very extensive tryout, and it's very competitive, and you pretty much have to be flawless. Not all of our girls chose to try out. We had a couple that tried out, and only 10% of cheerleaders who try out in the United States actually make All-American cheerleader. So our first All-American is Kylie Canales. And I'm very proud to give her All-American NCAA jacket to Bailey Vineyard. My last certificate award appreciation that I'm giving is to Coach Palmer. Coach Palmer has been with us for the last 3 years. Last season was her last season. She will be moving forward. I really appreciated all she done for us. People have no idea what this woman has done. She's kept me on top of things, she's kept me on task, and she's kept me sane. So in recognition of her exceptional leadership, dedication, and commitment to the success and development of our Kellyville High School cheerleaders throughout the years, your professionalism, guidance, and unwavering support have made a meaningful and lasting impact on our program. With sincere appreciation for your service, mentorship, and contributions to our team. Let's give a round of applause for our cheerleaders.
First thing I want to do before I start with basketball, there's a couple people here that I did not want to forget and recognize. First, I know Coach Pink already said it, but Miss Archer, if you can see her right now, a second ago she had another camera in her face, and then she was up on a chair taking pictures. She does so much, even though she's not specifically a coach for anything, or even at the high school or middle school. She does so much for our athletic program and this school, so I just want to give her a round of applause. Next is these two ladies sitting right over here. They truly kept me sane this year with everything I had to do. They keep scoring basketball, they keep gating baseball, softball, whatever we need them to do. They show up with a smile on their face, and a lot of times in basketball, it's me and Chavez yelling at them, trying to figure out what's going on. And so I just want to say thank you to them. Okay, now for girls basketball. First, I just want to say our season did not go great. We only had probably 2 games throughout the whole season where we had all of our players. We had 13 players, and we only had 2 games where we had every single player there. We had so many injuries, sickness, concussions. Some had boot camp, some had tech stuff. We had so many things happen this year, so it was a really, really tough year, and I'm really proud of these girls for showing up every single day, because that takes a lot when you are struggling a lot. So thank you guys for showing up every single day. First, let's start with the seniors. So Morgan Krebs and Nevaeh Blaze. I just want to say Morgan and Nevaeh are going to be really hard to replace. I know neither of them started on our starting 5, but they both did stuff that you can't just easily find someone to replace. It wasn't that they scored all the points or rebounds or anything like that. Nevaeh literally showed up. I think Coach Bearfall said it best. She's literally like a warrior. She shows up every single day. She's gotten a concussion, I think, the last 2 seasons. And she fights her way back every time, and she does whatever we ask her to. Morgan is literally like our hype man on the bench. Sometimes I turn around while I'm coaching, and I'm like, she's right there. And that every good team needs that. So those are 2 really hard things to replace. So thank you guys. Okay, then we have Hayden Roddenberry, Piper Riley, Maddie Lawson, Casey Alexander, Hannah Huffman, Natalie McCarthy, Charlie Billingsley, these next 4, I have another award from them. Lizzie Kreitzer. Lizzie, if I could explain Lizzie as an athlete, we were at practice one day in the other gym running 17. So that's where you got to run sideline to sideline 17 times in a matter of a minute or whatever we did. And Lizzie, one time, it was our second go around of it, and Lizzie wanted to get the time so bad that she just dove into the bleachers. Like, if you know that other gym, it's pretty close to the court. So she literally just dove across the line to make it in time. So that's the kind of athlete that Lizzie is. Next is Liz Waltrip. Liz came to us this year, and she wasn't sure if she was going to play basketball or not. She may be one of the toughest kids I've ever met. Whatever she does, she's literally one of the toughest ones out there. She does whatever you need her to. She came to me this year and was like, I can't dribble or shoot or any of that. And I think she had a career high of 9 points, like 3rd game in, so she did an awesome job this year. Both of these girls, Lizzie and Liz, also got honorable mention all conference for us. Okay, the next 2, Callie Morton and Bretland Hansen. These 2, I put a lot on their shoulders to really carry our team. Anytime our team is anything to into the office and we had to talk about it, about them being leaders on the team. And they took that very well and really brought our team back together by the end. So I just want to thank them because I truly do put a lot on them, whether it's to score the points, get the steals, whatever it is. And then they still also are great leaders on our team. And they both received all conference this year. And lastly, I want to thank my assistant coaches. I know Coach Neighbors said he had the best, but I think mine are pretty great. They both want to win just as bad as I do, and so having 3 fired coaches is a lot sometimes, but it's really nice having them just as dedicated as I am. I also want to thank Coach T. He helped us out a couple games. He may have got kicked out of those games, but he did help us out. Thank you guys.
All right. My name is Coach Chavez. If anybody doesn't know, I'm the head boys basketball coach. First, I don't want to beat a dead horse, but I want to thank Mr. Giss over there for being the powerhouse that you are. And always coming to your games down there, yelling down there. I hear you down there all the time by our bench. It's kind of funny to hear. I enjoyed that all year long. Next, Miss Lolly up there hiding off. Thank you for holding me down for school, basically, when we had to leave for a tournament. I was calling you guys, you and Miss Smith up there as well. Thank you for holding that down. And then last but not least, Coach Todd. Thank you, Coach Todd. It was her first year being the AD. She had a lot on her plate. She did a great job, though. Really glad I met her, and she worked really hard. Next up is the booster club. I'm here, Miss Archer. I don't know if you guys know Miss Archer. She's kind of a small backbone of this community. When I first got hired here 4 years ago, she was one of the first ones to reach out. She also has amazing cookies, which I wish I had more of. But thank you, Miss Archer, for just being a great friend, a great supporter, a great helper to not only me, but to the basketball community. Next, also the maintenance crew. I don't know if you guys know, I've had a lot of flat tires here for some reason. I do drive from basically VA Coweta to Kellyville every day. The maintenance crew has helped me out tremendously here. Jimmy has fixed my flat. It's a shame to say it, but fixed my flat a couple times for me. Thank you, Jimmy. I don't think he's here tonight, but thank you. Next up, my wife. I got to get brownie points real quick too. It is on Facebook, so I need to say thank you, Bree. She couldn't make it here tonight. Just like I say every year, a great coach needs a great wife. She's the backbone of my family. It is what they say. I'm the head, but she is the neck. She does, whip me in shape when I need it. So thank you. Next, all you moms and dads of my players. You guys are supportive. You guys are yelling. I can hear you up in the stands. You're supporting your boys. You're getting them here. You're feeding them. Even though JR always wants to be fed all the time. Thank you for that. Thank you for supporting us and doing everything that you do. Next, you can't have a great team without a great coaching staff. So I would like to thank my assistant coaches, Coach Winston, Coach Dornberg, and Coach Buckley. I can't say enough about it. You can look behind me. We were a great team this year. Any great team is a great coaching staff behind it. That it's plain and said. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. These guys are in here working just as hard as me, watching film late nights. I appreciate that. Bouncing crazy ideas off of me all the time. Texting, sweeping the floor, doing laundry, all the unnecessary stuff you don't want to do as an assistant coach, but to be a great team, you have to do. So thank you, Bree, for doing that. All right, next up, I'm going to bring some players up here real quick. So first up, we have Bentley Page. here. Noah Johnson. Justin Side. J.W. Kiefer. Mason O'Brien. Austin Reed. Braylon Nance. Hunter Kiefer. Connor Palmer. Stephen Massengale. Antonio Romano. Jonah Ennis. Jackson Jones. Lefty Asher Thornbrew. Roger Buckley. Kyle Pillsbury. Jeremy Anderson. Passion Webster. J.R. Lorenz. Last but not least, Logan Hanson. Real quick, I'd like to talk about some team highlights that these guys accomplished this year. They had an amazing record of 24-5. They had 15 ranked wins against top 20 opponents, which that is, I don't know if that's been done in a while. Kellyville record of 17 wins in a row without a loss, which is the longest streak. Mr. Wood, make sure to call me up and tell me about that. Like, hey, that's the longest streak. It had never been done before, so that was pretty cool. 8-air tournament champions, Ripley tournament champions, Kellyville runner-up, conference champions for the first time in maybe 6 years, maybe 7, I don't know. Also, which is a little, when I got here, I said, hey, what's the school to beat kind of thing. We've never beat them since I've been here was Preston. So the first time ever beating Preston, and it was twice. Making it to area for 3 years in a row. Also one of the best defensive teams in the state at 46 points per game average for other teams, which is about a 5-point swing since last year, and then about an 8-point offensive rating. So thank you. That's a little stats on that for them. Next up, we have all conference awards. We have Logan Hanson. Next up, we have Cashin Webster. Also, Cashin hit the 1,000 mark this year as a senior, so that's pretty cool. A rare accomplishment in itself. J.R. Lorenz. J.R. hit the 1,000 point mark as well. Last, which he made all conference and hit 1,000 points as well as a junior, and the conference MVP is Riker Butler. Next, we have some what coaches vote on here in the state was all region team Cashin Webster. J.R. Loren. And voted by the coaches, the player of the year, the Region 2, Riker Butler. Next up, we have everybody else can go sit down except for the seniors. I got a little party basketball. I said, okay, you want to play basketball, you can show up every day? Well, I got a job, and I'm not going to be able to make it some days. And I was like, well, in high school basketball, that doesn't work. But if you want to be a part of something, I can make you a manager. And he was like, he thought it out for a second, and he was like, I'm in. Because he was like, you're going to be pretty good, right, coach? Right? I want to get in. I go to all the games anyway. I get in for free? And I was like, yes, Kyle, you get in for free. So, thank you, Kyle, for showing up. He probably should have played JV with us this year. So he's probably the best manager in the state of Oklahoma. But he probably should have played at least JV for us a little bit here. Thank you, Kyle. Next up, we have Jeremy Anderson. Jeremy came last year actually and was on the basketball team. And the proudest thing I am with him is he actually got kicked off the team as a junior. So yeah, that's a downer point. I said, hey, you can't miss during Christmas. That's it. It's a fact. You can't miss. And I think he thought I was kind of playing around. And I was like, no, you can't miss. There's accountability. You cannot miss. So he learned from that and came back out. He's a high school kid. I do believe in second chances. They are so young. So I said, Jeremy, if I let you come back out, you have to be at everything. That means everything. He said, Coach, I'll do it. So the proudest moment I am for him this year, he showed up to all the practices that wasn't during school hours. So thank you, Jeremy, for doing that. Next up, I have Cashin Webster. Cashin, of course, everybody knows he came from Kiefer, but he is a Lone Star. I don't know what you want to call alum over there. So he knew all of our guys. He was a blessing to have and to join us this year. He is awful quiet, but when you get him into one-on-one situations, I figured out that he does actually talk a lot. So we're here and we shoot, just me and him, and he's actually a joy to be around. He'll start telling about his day. Oh, TTC sucks. I didn't like it really much, but I'm here playing basketball. I'm saying, all right, well, we'll be all right. Thank you, Cashin, for being part of this team. I'm proud of you. I know you're going to do great things in college. As long as you keep showing up every day, I think you'll be all right. Next up is Logan Hanson. Logan, I've had him blessed to have him for 4 years now, since I first came. So he's my first solid three-way coming in as an 8th grader all the way to a senior. He's a kid that's going to wear his heart on his sleeve. He's going to work hard for you. A blessing to be around. He's going to do everything I ask, even if it's wrong, he's going to do. I love it about him. I look forward to seeing him do a lot of things and probably fixing my car in the future too, hopefully, because he is going to school for that a little bit. So thank you, Logan. Last but not least, J.R. Lorenz. J.R., I've said it a million times, we spent countless hours together because he's a gym rat with all the other gym rats. He's been in here with that cycle, same cycle as Logan, 4 years. So I've had him for 4 years, seen him pretty much every day. I also said up to Matt, he's texted me a lot also. We text back and forth all the time. He'll be thinking of this, ideas of that. We bounce each other music taste all the time. He's truly become like one of my sons, just like all of them. But I just had that extra time with him since he was homeschooled. So he got to be up here during my playing a lot. He shot a lot. And I know he's going to do great things as long as he's not at the beach every single day. He's got to stay at the gym because he is playing college basketball on the beach, which is pretty cool. So thank you, JR. I love you guys, you seniors. Thank you.
All right, I'm back. Next we have powerlifting, and I'm gonna say this right here. These kids work really hard, and I'm very proud of them. these guys have, I know these are high school guys, but they paved the way for some of my younger kids and my middle school kids. I mean, they're grown just because of these guys right here that I'm getting ready to give certificates to. It's because of them that this sport is just prospering. Leave me alone. You know what I'm talking to. Anyway, this first one, Taylor. Come on up. I'll tell you about Taylor. She is from last year to this year. I mean, just an awesome improvement. Awesome. Calvin Shipley. Brendan. Brendan here. There you go. Brendan Orcutt. Chance. Wyatt. Strange year. Rollo. Marcus. Cruz. Juan's not here. Aiden, you here? Grayson. James. Rena. Emily Yoko. Two-time state champion. Georgia. Tatum. Yeah. Glennis. Paige. Paige here. All right. Next few that I want to talk about before I bring them up here. I tell you, this young lady came to me and wanted to be a manager, and I said, "Are you sure?" And she was like, "Yes, I want to be a manager." And then she wanted to participate, and so I said, "All right, I think you're ready for this." But I tell you, she's probably the best. I know she's the best manager that I've had since I've been here, and I really appreciate you having you up here. You know, I said before about paving the way, about these guys, these kids that are making these younger kids. I mean, I tell you, like I said, the younger kids have grown. I think we had about almost 30 girls, and the boys group grew as well, and it's because of these next few that I want to talk about. Lucas Watashi, up here. Lucas is probably one of the hardest workers that I've ever had. And I've watched him grow since, Shelby, little freshman kid, and I'm telling you, he grew into a very, very, very awesome young man. This next person is a 4-time state qualified. I tell you, it's hard to be even a second state qualified. But ever since he was pregnant, he came to me as a little farm boy, and I changed his stuff around. You know, he was already strong because throwing around bales of hay, and so when he came to the weight room, he's a little bit raw, which I didn't mind. But he went from squatting over 300 pounds to squatting over 600 pounds. One of the strongest young men that's ever come through here, probably the strongest. When he played football, I would tell him, "Hey, dude, you're the strongest person on each side of the line. Use it." And he's going to use it because he's going to college as a power. Jacob Woods. This next person, I say that she's probably the pioneer and the official pioneer woman, because the girls group is growing because of her. I told her when she came to me and said, I want to be getting into powerlifting, and I said, are you sure you want to do this? And she said, yes, I want to do this. And I said, if you come, I said, I promise you, you'll be a state champion. And she looked at me and I said, yes, she'll be a state champion. This young lady is a 4-time state qualified. And she's been in the top 5, actually the top 3 every single year in the state of Oklahoma, one of the strongest girls in the state of Oklahoma. And like I said, and already a state champion. Kind of health kind of took the sting, took it away from her this year, and she was going to be up there in the top 2 as well this year. But like I said, here's the pioneer woman, Abrioka. And I want to say this, you know, I definitely couldn't do it without our coaches. Coach Green was there driving the bus every morning, getting up early. And, you know, I thought I got up early, but this guy went out and come in and he's there before me. The bus is there and ready. So I appreciate him, and I appreciate this young man here, Coach Doug. The kids really love him. And, you know, I couldn't do it without these guys. But anyway, give these guys a round of applause because they work hard. Thank you.
Can we have the golf team please stand up? So I found it funny earlier this year, hanging out during powerlifting, watching what those guys were doing, and waiting for track to start. And Coach Todd came and said, "Hey, I got a guy that wants to do golf, and I need you to take him and coach golf." I said, "Absolutely." So what we do, Jackson? 3 tournaments in about 7 days, about 5 days, including a 3rd place finish at the Oklahoma Union tournament, which was all the way up in Coffeyville, Kansas. Thank you, GPS, for taking us the back roads through the questionable parts of South Coffeyville. Shot 76, and we were talking about it on the way home, and I was shocked to discover that he just picked up a golf club and started playing in the summer, having never played before. So very impressive. Would definitely compare with some of the state champion broken arrow golfers I knew last year. So also scored the lowest. I flip around from football to golf. Scored the lowest of all the individual golfers at the regional tournament. But that is apparently not how we qualify for state. Due to some weird loophole. So anyway, but definitely scored the best of the individual golfers at our regional side. So Jackson James.
Okay, next we got track. So I just want to thank all the track kids for really accepting me to coach them this year. I kind of took it over the day before the first track meet, and I'd never coached track before. But honestly, I love getting to coach these kids, and they made me love track. So I'm going to do, I have the sprinters. Casey Alexander. Abby Leo. he's not here, but they, Abby came to us late, we only had 3 sprinters, and they begged me to run the relay, and so they worked really hard on doing that. They all tried to do the hurdles. I think Bailey and Haven got a couple straights from that, but they still got up with a smile every single time they did it. So thank you, girls. And then Christian Gilbert was our trainer. I really didn't have any trainers for that, but Christian was probably the best trainer. Callan Shipley, Billy Orcutt, Jace Hawkins-Cubic, Marcus Bradley, these boys made up a lot of our relay teams, and they were a handful for sure. But it was great to come to practice every day, even though they didn't always like what I put them in. It was great to come to practice every day, and they had a smile on their face, and they would run while they're laughing sometimes. At least they were running, I guess. Then the next 2 is Jeremy Anderson and James Holmes. These 2 seniors, Jeremy was begged to be in a relay the first practice I was in. And so we finally put him in one. And by the last race, we got the handoff down. But we kept working on it, and our 4x2 literally PR'd at regionals and stuff like that. So great job by Jeremy because he kept working at it. And then Javius qualified in the 100-meter dash for state. He got overall out of 16, he got 11th at state. And so to some people that doesn't sound like he got 11th, but last year he got 16th at state. And so to go from getting 16th to 11th is awesome. So good job, guys.
I coached the mid and long distance runners this year. We had several PRs this year. We had a school record set this year, and I'll talk about that here in just a second. I'll start with Rollo Hillsbury, who didn't want to be a distance runner, but he was. Next, we have someone who ran, he probably could have ran pretty much any single race and ran anything we asked him to. He ran the 4x1, the 400, the 800, the 4x8, probably the 4x2, probably the 200. He probably would have long jumped and high jumped too if you asked him to. It's Jonah Ennis. Then we have the only girl that was brave enough to do long distance this year, running both a mile and 2 mile, and that's Anthony Whale. We had a few mishaps with some pole vaulting this year, but we did manage to actually get one pole vault in this year. He also ran the 4x8 in the and ran the hurdles, and that's Nate Wise. Then we have someone who did long jump, did the 4x8, ran 4x4 and the 400. That's Christian Orcutt. Lane Bryan's next. He's not here tonight, but he ran the 400, the 800, 4x4, 4x8 at different various times. Hayden Folks. Hayden hit the injury bug late in the season and couldn't really run the last few meets, but he ran the 800 and the 400 for us. Then our next one is one of our sophomores. He was, from the time I had him, starting with a 7th grader, he was determined to break school records. He has told me before he's going to break the 400, and this year he broke the 800. So this morning I get a 207, and that's going to be Hunter Kiefer.
All right, so I attempted to coach the throwers this year. Don't know how good I did, but I attempted to. Start with the freshmen, Chance Beavers. Chance showed up every day, did everything I asked him to do. Hit the net a few times. Wouldn't you say, Chance? Yeah. Brown. This one's up and coming. This girl came out every day, even when it was raining and snowing, she wanted to go down and when it was raining and throw. Raina Clement. So she's going to do some stuff. Noah Barnett. Noah's going to do, what was it, about March? A little too late, said, Coach, I want to throw. Did a great job when he was out there. I'm proud of him for how he improved. Grayson Morat came out every day and improved very well for us. Linus Cook. Linus was there to make fun of me, put me in my place, and have a good time with us. I'm glad she was there. Brendan Wild. Another one that shows up every day and works his butt off and does everything we ask him to do. Emily Gilpin. Emily will also be one of our up-and-comers. As you guys can see, that's our freshman throwers. And I've got 2 sophomores. The rest are seniors, so the future's bright for us. Taylor Ritter. Taylor was there to annoy me, make fun of me, do whatever she could to get out of throwing something. So, but I'm glad she was there. Okay. Now these kids that are leaving us, I'm going to miss a ton. Especially this one because she doesn't have a filter. And it's probably the greatest thing in the world. Some days and some days I want to fight her. But I love her to death. Aubrey Yoker, come get your certificate. All right, this one it was new to me this year. He's a kid that came out the very first day he ever did it. And it was at a meet. He threw it 40 feet. And had I had him last year and had a whole year of coaching with him, he'd have been a 45, 50-foot thrower. And that's Kyle Lisbury. This next one was also a first-year thrower to me that if I had had him the last year too, he'd have been a 50-foot thrower. He was an inch and a half off of qualifying for state in the shot put. I'm so glad he decided to do it this year. He improved every week. It was paid archer. These last two years, we have made a trip to state together, these two and I. And I'm super proud of them. One is to keep going. One I have to send on his way, but I'm going to miss him in time. He has got 4th at state this year in his second year qualifying. He's 4th in all 3A of discus. That's Lucas Patacha. And last but not least, my other sophomore qualified for state both years. Was the only freshman last year to qualify, finished 4th as a freshman at state track meet in discus. This year she qualified in both, even though I heard her say, I hate shot put. And I got chewed up because I didn't put her in shot put with me. So there's that. But this one goes to Elizabeth Brexer. Lizzie got 7th in discus this year and 10th in shot put. So she was in the top 10 in both in 3A in the state of Oklahoma. Good job, guys.
Okay, I also forgot, we just got this today. Our boys track team received the Academic Achievement Award as well. That you have to have a certain amount of girls compete in regionals or a certain amount of teams compete in regionals to qualify for, so that's why our girls didn't qualify. Put up for it, but our boys
Real quick before I get started with slow pitch, a couple things I did forget, or I want to recognize now, one I did forget. Tegan Neal actually was selected for the all-region team for a corner, and in softball, I think it's a little different than some sports. It goes to the seniors, and I like to tell a story because this is quite comical. At the beginning of the season, our third baseman, who was Montana, who is better known as Crash, because she breaks everything all the time, didn't get to play this year. So I called TV in and I said, hey, you're going to have to play third base. It did not go well. Sobbing, bawling, crying. I hate the world. I'm never coming back. I'm going to burn my glove. I mean, it was not a good situation. And I just looked at her and thought, I said, we don't have a choice. We've got to have it. And she stepped up and did it. And she did it very, very well. She made the all-district team, and then she did also make the all-region team. So, Tegan Neal. And then a couple other things that I did not mention. Liz Waltrip has committed to Southern Nazarene to go play softball, and Crash, Montana Horchek, just committed yesterday, I believe, to a college in Springdale, Arkansas, and forgive me, I'm not going to try to announce the name because I don't know if any of us has quite figured out what the name of it is. But we're proud of both of them, and good luck to them. Okay, for slow pitch softball, Coach Miller is one of our assistants. He was also the head slow pitch coach. He had the absolute worst assistant coach in the history of slow pitch softball. That was me. I was never there. I was with the high school team. So he did a great job, spending a lot of time by himself and doing the job. I do want to say that I do appreciate our parents that stepped in and helped when I could not be around. My assistant on high school, this one's kind of tough because this makes me really, really old because this is actually one of my former players, Caleb Bearpaw. One of the top players for sure out of our school district to ever play the game of softball. And I really enjoyed having her on my staff. And like I said, my staff, either way, I'll put them up against anybody. I think they're great coaches. They do a great job. And so my assistant coaches, Coach Miller and Coach Bearpaw. We had a real good season. We took second in conference this year. Probably should have won it, but we didn't. But we still had a really good season. Made it to regional or districts. Kind of hit a buzzsaw there that we were not expecting. And but we still had a great year. Won 19 games and put several players on the all-conference team. So Ashlyn Orcutt. Morgan Krebs, Montana Horton, Bella Baltazar, Tegan Hill, Megan Horton, Liz Waltrip, Natalie McCarthy, Rosie Diaz, Tatum Neal, and actually while Rosie's standing up here, I would really like everyone to give an enormous round of applause. She got her license and a car, and she is so excited. Charlie Billingsley, Lizzie Crumpton, Brett Van Hansen, Piper Shad, Matt Lawson, when I do, I have to tell a little funny story on her. We were struggling a little bit, and people laugh when you say, you know, it should not be hard to be a slow pitch pitcher. It's hard to be a slow pitch pitcher, and unless your name's Kellyville, who pitched us to a state tournament and multiple times at a state championship. But this young lady came one day, she's like, I can pitch. Well, I didn't really listen to her because she says the same thing in fast pitch. I can pitch. But Charlotte Billingsley was the first team pitcher for slow pitch, and she did a great job. Our second team, all conference, was Maddie Lawson, Montana Horchek, and our all conference honorable mention was Brooklyn Hanson. There are your slow pitch girls. Please give them a round of applause.
I'm Coach Nance. This is my 23rd year to coach high school baseball at Kellyville. And I would have to say that it's one of the toughest years of coaching that I've had in 23 years. This year, throughout the school year, I've lost 3 members of my family just due to illness, and one of them was my mom. The day before the season started, and so I just want to say a little thing about that. These 3 people, along with countless others, were not just big fans of the people in this arena, but they were fans of Kellyville athletics. And I challenge everyone that's here to be an ultimate fan. Not only for your kids, but for this community. It takes everyone to start and maintain a winning culture in the school system. So I want to give those a big round of applause. All right, let's talk a little baseball now. First, I'd like to thank all my coaches, their families. I know and other coaches have talked about it, being gone pretty much 4 nights a week, middle school, high school, anything like that, it plays a toll on just the family aspect. And I want to thank my wife, I want to thank Coach Pink's wife, Coach Stormbrew's wife, and Coach Chavez's wife. He coached middle school for us this year, and I want to thank those ladies, and not only them, but their kids, for kind of missing a parent for about 6 to 8 months. So I want to give those ladies a big round of applause. Now my assistant coaches. And once I would like to thank everybody that's sitting in here for allowing us to put turf on our baseball field this year. If you cut down the midnight and 1 a.m. sweeping water off the field, dragging mud, getting everything ready, these guys, it's really, really hard to put up with me. I'm just telling you. I am a stickler on the way that I like stuff to be done. And these guys, there's no, oh yeah, I'll do it later, or don't show up, or these guys, it doesn't matter when it is, I can call them. And for the first time, my 2 high school assistants, I live 5 minutes away. Those guys live closer than me now. I used to live the closest. Now, we got 1 minute and about 35 seconds on the other one to get here. He can drive his golf cart to school. So it was nice. Those guys are going to be here every single day. And
I would just like to give a little appreciation to those guys. Next is my trainers. I had two young ladies that wanted to, I don't know really why they volunteered to do this. They always get the wrong end of everything, such as they get to listen to me gripe. They get to, this year they chose to get off the bus during one coach's speech, which they made a good choice. They do all of our laundry. They do our scorebooks, they do our pitch charts, they do our hitting charts, anything that we need done, they're gonna be there. And I'd like Miss Annie Slater to come up here, and Carly Powers, I know she's probably working it out. All right, let's get to the players. These guys this year, they were 21 and 11. We had a kind of it's crazy how one sport can kind of affect another sport in good ways and bad ways. And I love Coach Chavez in basketball being 24 and 5, but it puts a damper on my first 2 weeks of my season every year because they win so much. So sometimes we don't get started till spring break, which that's fine because winning breeds winning. So right now I'd like my 4 freshmen to come up here, please. Mr. Bentley Page, Preston Sauter, Hunter Ferguson, and Gunnar Gwynn. I'm going to talk about these 4 together, and the title I put on my page was Life Lessons, because these guys learned some life lessons this year. They probably already knew them, but they just didn't want to apply them. Now, they have a chance to apply them. These 4 guys have grown up so much in pretty much the 4 to 5 months that I've had them. And the next 3 years, these guys are going to have an opportunity to keep the culture going, is what they're going to do. And going down the list here, there's some of these guys, they didn't know if they wanted to come out. Coach Pink, I think, might have scared them in class about, I don't know if you should or not. But these 4 guys, they stepped up. They showed up every day. They put in work every day that they were here. And they got better by the end of the season. And I really appreciate these 4 guys. Let's give them a big round of applause. Give me all my sophomores, please. Big class. These guys played in junior high. They came out last year as freshmen. This year as sophomores, they both started pretty much every varsity game, unless they were injured. But once again, that's a life lesson we've learned. Braylon Nance and Caden Harjo. Okay, all my juniors, please come up here. This is a very, very large class for baseball. You usually don't see 7 guys in a class. You might have 3 or 4 that make it to the end. But these guys, pretty much, think we might have gained 1, but every one of them came out of junior high, played all the way as a freshman, sophomore, and junior year. These guys have stuck it out. They put in time, work, fought through injuries, different things like that. Mr. Asher Thornbrook, Josh Barnett, Martin Battenfield, Jackson Jones, Curtis Smith, Wyatt Stotts, and Nate Wise. And I will have to tell a little story about Nate real quick. In the fall, he was injured some during football, got to play like half of the season. After football was over, all the football guys come to baseball, that play. Well, I start seeing him coming around the dugout. I'm like, Nate, what are you doing? Nah, I'm just hanging out. Okay. Then he comes in the baseball building. We're in there hitting. He comes in there and sits down. I'm like, Nate, you got a ride? I'm just waiting on my ride. I'm good. Yeah, I just want to hang out with my buddies. Okay, that's fine. Sit down. One day he comes in the cage and we're picking balls up. So then he's picking up all the equipment. I'm like, Nate, what are you doing? He goes, I just want to pick up baseballs. I mean, not everybody volunteers just to pick up baseballs in the bag. Coach Nance, you think I might be able to play? I said, Nate, you ever played baseball? Well, I played t-ball. I said, okay, well, this is a little different. So I said, Nate, you got a glove? No, I don't have a glove. I was like, all right, go get one of them in on the desk and we'll see what you can do with it. I said, grab the right glove because there's one glove in there that catches every ball. He kind of looked at me. He goes and gets that glove. I said, oh, you picked right. That's it right there. Because half of the battle is right here. And from the beginning of the year to the end of the year, he was one of the most improved baseball players I'd ever seen in 4 months. Because he was coachable, he was determined that he was going to be successful. He went to a track meet, spent all day at a track meet, got back in here, they rolled in about 5:30, 6 o'clock. I saw him, we're in the middle of a game. I seen him get off the bus, come jogging over the baseball building, run in there, get his baseball uniform on, and he's in the dugout in about 5 minutes. Because he wanted to be a part of it. And I want to give him a big round of applause for the effort he put in. My 4 seniors, come up here, please. These 4 guys have heard a lot of Coach Nance stories. They've put up with a lot. They've won a lot. They've been a part of some great teams. And this year they helped keep the Kellyville baseball culture alive. And these guys, I can go on and on about these guys, the stuff they brought to the table every single day, what they could do, what they tried to do, and what they did. Daxton Thornbrook, Cody Mosby, Tyler Dowens, and Ben Stallings. I'm going to tell a little story about Ben. Ben don't look like that, you know. Back in the fall, we're standing out on the football field because they're working on the baseball field, taking ground balls, and I just go around every day. I just pick a different person. I was like, what's your personal goal? Somebody, I'm going to bat 400. I'm going to make no errors. So that day, I was like, all right, today's the day for Ben. Ben, what's your personal goal? He wanted to play. He wanted to play in one more city game. And you think, one game. That's his goal. Because when he came in 7th grade, he'd never even played anything. The first day of practice, Cody Mosby hit him in the face with a baseball. And you think getting hit in the face? No. It took about from home plate to the third base dugout, and he couldn't see out of his eye. I mean, it was so swole up. And Coach Pink was out there. That's the first time Coach T had ever saw Ben, and he was like, oh my gosh. Coach Pink thought everybody was going to get fired because he got hit in the face. We had to call his mom. His mom gets there and she's like, oh my goodness, Ben. He's laying on the bench. I was like, this kid's never playing again. We just ruined his life. We help him to the car. Next day, Ben's sitting in the dugout. I'm like, Ben. He's like, no, I'm a baseball player. And for 4 years, that's what he worked on, was he wanted to play in the varsity game. Ben, how many at-bats did you get this year in varsity games? 5 at-bats? You got 5, Ben, don't worry. I know what to say. How many hits did you get, Ben? Good choice. 3? He was 3 for 5. If the coach would be smarter, he'd probably hit him more. I mean, Ben did a heck of a job at regionals. He got a base hit in a regional game against Little Laps. Yes, Ben, I'll jog your memory for you. Okay? So yes, if you put in hard work, if you do what, no matter if you've ever done it or not, that's an example of when you dedicate your time to what you want to do, then it can be achieved. I'd like to give Ben a big round of applause. We had all district honors this year in our District 3A3, which is, it was pretty much us, Meeker, Chandler, OCS, Henrietta, Okmulgee, teams that were all in our district there. Voted on by the coaches in our district. Honorable mention outfielders were Jackson Jones and Caden Harjo. Honorable mention infielders were Dax Thornbrew, Josh Barnett, and Tyler Goins. Second team pitcher in District 3A3 was Mr. Cody Mosby. First team outfielder with a batting average of .402, 13 doubles, 3 home runs. He scored 31 runs and he had 34 RBIs this year, was Mr. Martin Battenfield. District Player of the Year. They give out certain awards. They give out offense, defense, pitcher of the year, MVP, stuff like that. Defensive Player of the Year this year. And I was kind of torn because I was like, do I nominate this kid to be Defensive Player of the Year or do I nominate him to be Pitcher of the Year? Because pretty much every time that he pitched against the district team, he shut him down. But I'm like, this kid's Defensive Player of the Year when he's in the outfield. He made no errors in the outfield the whole season. And then you flip on to, even though it's defensive, you give offensive stats. He batted .445, 11 doubles, 5 triples, 1 home run. I got it in there for you, 1 home run. 37 RBIs, 45 runs scored, 24 stolen bases. He pitched 50 innings and had 52 strikeouts. Mr. Asher Thornbrook. When all the coaches voted, they were like, everybody has to, we're going to put one person from each team up for MVP. Okay, so these guys are throwing them up there. I'm thinking, all right, I'm gonna put up there, well, I got the meeker coach sitting right next to me. He's like, you gotta put Braylon up for MVP. I was like, no, not putting him up, he's a sophomore. He ain't earned it yet. I was like, you gotta put him up. I want you to tell his stats to all the other coaches. I was like, okay, I'll put him up there. Batting average was .476. He had 13 doubles, 3 triples, 6 home runs, 48 RBIs. His catching stats, he caught 168 innings. He threw out 62% of the runners trying to steal. He picked 9 guys off bases. He pitched 33 innings and had 27 strikeouts. Braylon Mance, MVP. All these guys here, like I've said before, they put in hard work, time, just like all of you guys sitting out there. Whatever your knack is, keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Don't stop doing it. No matter if somebody says you can't do it, you do it. Okay? You prove them wrong. Because there's testament right here of these guys that if you put in hard work, no matter what it is, if it's wanting to be a pitcher, if it's wanting to be a basketball player, if whatever it is, you put in hard work, it can be achieved. And I like to give these guys a big round of applause. Thank you. My seniors can come up here real quick. You gotta come up here again, Ben. Just a little token of our coaching staff's appreciation of your senior backs. Thank you, guys.
Next, we have our Assistant Coach of the Year and Head Coach of the Year presentation, and Jonah Ennis and Mark Rebecca are going to do those for us.
In just 1 year at Kellyville, this coach has made a tremendous impact on the athletes he works with through his dedication, energy, and go-getter attitude. He is a strong supporter of our community and is deeply committed to the future of our program. He leads by example and shows our athletes how much he cares by running alongside them and investing in their growth both on and off the field. We are incredibly grateful that we had the opportunity to welcome him back to Kellyville as part of our cross-country staff this year. Please join us in congratulating our Assistant Coach of the Year, Coach Leonard Bellis.
This coach has dedicated the past 4 years to Kellyville Athletics, serving 2 years as an assistant coach before taking over as the head coach of our boys basketball program. For the last 2 seasons, as an assistant coach, he helped guide the team to the state tournament, and this year, as a head coach, he led the boys basketball team to an outstanding 24-5 record. Under his leadership, the team earned the district championship, the regional championship, and 3 tournament championships. Please join us in congratulating our head coach of the year, Coach Vince Chavez.
Now, before our next thing, if I could have everybody that's here look under your seat. Look for something. If someone finds something, let me know. Everyone look under your seat and see if there's anything under there. Everybody in the stands. Everybody at their seats. Okay, now that I've got everybody's attention again, I know we went through a lot. There's nothing under your seats. I just want to make sure. Everybody's paying attention still. I was going to play a prank on Coach Neighbor during this time, but I decided not each receive a $500 scholarship check donated by American Heritage Bank. This year's Female Scholar Athlete of the Year has shown outstanding leadership, commitment, and academic excellence. She is actively involved in cheer, color guard, winter guard, and beta club, and serves as class vice president and student council president. As a member of the cheer team, she has helped lead her team to state 3 of the 4 years of her high school career and contributed to the team earning a distinguished academic award this year. She is one of this year's salutatorians with a 4.1 GPA and ACT score of 24. After high school, she plans to attend OSU to study accounting. The Female Scholar Athlete of the Year is Ms. Caitlin Coleman. This year's Male Scholar Athlete of the Year has demonstrated exceptional dedication both in the classroom and across a wide range of activities. He is involved in cross country, track and field, student council, and beta club, and serves as captain of the academic team. As a member of the cross country team, he contributed to 2 academic state championship titles. He is also one of this year's valedictorians, earning an impressive 4.5 GPA and an ACT score of 30. Following graduation, he plans to attend ORU to pursue a degree in electrical engineering. The Male Scholar Athlete of the Year is Mr. Peyton Archer. This year I wanted to add a couple more awards, just so individuals can get more and we can recognize these kids more. So the first thing we're going to do is we had a Team of the Year. This is voted on by the coaches. This award goes to the team who made it to the playoffs for the first time in 5 years, went from winning only 1 game in 2 years to winning 7 games this year. This award goes to the football team. Next, we have some individual awards. Each sport will have an athlete for these. There's 4 new awards. So first, we're going to do the Newcomer of the Year award. This award is presented to an athlete who has made an immediate and meaningful impact in their first season in this program. For football, and you guys, there'll be multiple of you guys, so just come up and stand in front. Football was Riker Buckley. Cheer was Glennis Cook. Fast pitch softball was Maddie Lawson. Cross country was Brendan Wow. Powerlifting was Marcus Bradley. Girls basketball was Casey Alexander. Boys basketball was Passion Webster. Girls track was Raina Clem. Boys track was Jace Hawkins. Slow pitch softball was also Maddie Lawson. And then baseball was Peyton Harper. Good job, guys. Next is the Catalyst Award. So this award is presented to the athlete whose energy, enthusiasm, and presence elevate everyone around them. The recipient of this award embodies the spirit that drives our program forward, proving that true leadership is not only seen in performance, but in the ability to lift others and bring out the very best in everyone around them. Football, we had Daxton Thornbrook. Cheer, Naya Haggard. Fast pitch softball was Liz Walker. Cross country is Peyton Archer. Girls powerlifting was Emily Yoko. Girls track, Lizzie Kreitzer. Boys track, Hunter Kiefer. Slow pitch softball, Morgan Krebs. And baseball was Ben Solons. Good job, guys. Next is our Iron Pony Award. This award is presented to the athlete who best embodies unwavering determination, resilience, and an unrelenting work ethic. The recipient of this award represents the very heart of our program. Football was Lucas Watashi. Cheer, Nevaeh Blaze. Fast pitch softball, Callie Martin. Girls cross country, Ethnie Waugh. Boys cross country is Jonah Ennis. Girls powerlifting is Brayson Horad. Boys powerlifting is Chance Beavers. Girls basketball, Liz Waltrip. Boys basketball, Jonah Ennis. Girls track is Casey Alexander. Boys track is Christian Orca. And baseball is Nate Wise. Good job, guys. Okay, our last one is called the Dog Award. So this award is presented to the athlete who competes with unmatched grit, toughness, and an unbreakable competitive spirit. Football was Josh Burnett. You have to bark when you come up here though, Josh. To get the award, you have to bark. Cheer was Peyton Denny. Fast pitch softball was Tegan Neal. Cross country was Cody Mosby. Girls powerlifting was Taylor Router. Boys powerlifting was Jacob Woods. Girls basketball was Bretland Hansen. Boys basketball had two. It was J.R. Lorenz and Riker Buckley. Girls track is Bailey Vineyard. Boys track is Jonah Ennis. Slow pitch softball is Lizzie Kreitzer. And baseball is Daxton Thornborough. Good job, guys. Okay, and lastly, each senior will receive a Kellyville blanket in our appreciation to them making our athletic programs great. As I say your name, please come up and get your blanket from the coach. Jeremy Anderson, Peyton Archer. If you guys will hold your applause until the end, there's a lot of names. Peyton Archer, Seth Oro, Isabella Baltazar, Tank, Nevaeh Blaze, Lane Bryan, Wyatt Briggs, Emily Carroll, Zach Amaro, Peyton Denny, Tyler Goins, Zane Hatter, Logan Hansen, Mary Hansen, Kyle Hillsbury, James Holmes, Montana Morchet, Morgan Krebs, J.R. Lorenz, Gracie Miller Dubois, Gage Montgomery, Cody Mosby, Tegan Neal, Ashland Orcutt, Caleb Palmer, Bailey Falls, Ben Stallman, Ryan Stepp, Daxton Thornborough, Lucas Watashi, Cashin Webster, Abby Wingo, Jacob Woods, and Aubrey Oakley. Okay, if we can give these seniors one big round of applause, please. Okay, and then we also give a Kellyville blanket to any of our new coaches from that year. So we had Jonathan Green, Christopher Green, Hunter Bellis, Taylor Fairclough, and Justin Murphy. Again, I want to thank everybody for coming out to all year long, all these sporting events and everything we have. And this concludes